Shala da da dia, shina da da da, ye la da 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 ya, ke na 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 da 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 dia, shala baratina na ta da ba di, ye la ba da 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 dia da, shala barata da 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 dia. Shela barata dia da da dia ya la balena na 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 ta dia shada di tara di tabala shada ya shalabani da 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 di kaya yela na 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 la na 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 da 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 di shada da shalabarate kescombala tebre shada dia la barate paske bala shata baliata lena barena cancela barata da dia yela da da dia ya ya Shabala, Shadadi, Karadi, Labada, Shkadadi, Tada, Legaba, Shabaratina, Ayaya, 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 Shela na na da 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 ya 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 shada da di kabari ya kalaba te da da skeda de labada shai ya la manina na na de da da ya na de da da ya koya na na ya Shela barina ne kedabadosha ya take me deeper with you shaladea la rande kaso la pachete kaba yelate taba Shkenana teya lekeba rani skabala shina tadadadea eyanana ya oh shela na na da 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 ya yela mana kedade shalabara da ya tadade ya la ba te da 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 de ya da da de ya shela mande kalamande ya And now watch this. We are going to do this few more minutes. I'm showing you what you do in the secret place alone. And when you are starting, there might be resistance here and there. It looks like you are trying to break through and you are not breaking through. It's part of it. Remain there. Remain there. For many of you, when you start and you don't feel anything, that's when you wrap up and say it's like God don't want me to pray. You are lying. Remain there. The key is persistence. Persistence. Remain. The cloud keep gathering gradually. It's not cheap to represent God. It's not cheap to carry his presence. This is exactly why it is called a prize. It's exactly why it is called a prize. Shalabatadeta. Shalabadadeta. Hey, all of a sudden you begin to compose songs. You cannot even know where you heard the song from. It's a normal song that is flowing. For out of your belly shall flow rivers of living waters. It will be a sign you're already breaking through. a dimension in the spirit. Lord, let it be about you. Let men see you. Let men see you. Not me, but you, Lord. Let men see you, but not me. La barata bakate ya la batele kaya. Shabala kabarate dadaya. Hela kabarate ya dadahe. Dadahea. Dadahea barane ya teata. Listen, listen. This is the retreat. We are retreating now. No, we are retreating now. And listen to me carefully. Listen carefully. Listen, listen, listen. Listen. When you start doing this, for many of you, you've been asking God for a secret. This is the secret. And let me give you a counsel before you begin. It doesn't happen in one day. The cloud doesn't gather in 2 weeks. It doesn't even gather in 1 month. It might not even gather in 3 months. It's possible in 6 months you might not even see a sign. Like Elijah, please remain there. Let someone be checking. Remain there and watch this. After a while, one day you will come out. Maybe you are even a choir leader and you quietly come to a rehearsal. A rehearsal will turn to a retreat. And then they will say, what happened to you? It's a sign the cloud has gathered. Although it's just like a man's hand, but something is beginning to crystallize. Listen, listen. When you remain like this and you are just chanting and you've forgotten yourself there, let me show you 3 things that happen quickly. Number 1 is that your motives are beginning to be purified. Motives are a roadblock to the anointing. As soon as you can sustain the ability to stay, listen, after a while you realize that your chant and your songs have changed. It will now be, Lord, please my heart. Lord, please, I want to represent you. And then number 2, you begin to receive songs that were not written by anybody yourself. The songs, you will know that this song I didn't listen anywhere. It has nothing to do with being a musician. Has nothing to do with being a music minister. With your crooked voice, you will be there receiving songs and you are asking the Lord, Lord, but I can't sing. Am I going to the studio? God will say, who is talking about studio? You love me so much, I'm trying to visit you. Has nothing to do with being a musician. So number 1, your motives are purified. This desire for influence, fame, money, greed start dying gradually. He said, prove you love God. Oh. Number 2, songs of the spirit. Songs of the spirit. And if you can persevere enough, number 3, you open up a door of encounters for yourself. Encounters. There is no great man I know that is void of encounters. If you ever see a man that is great and has no encounters, run away from him. Run away, because he didn't meet God. Any man that is genuinely anointed, genuinely used of God, has an encounter. There is always a day something happened to him. Decide, like Esther, I will choose to have time with him. The appetite for food will die. The appetite for flesh will die. The appetite for civilization must die. I will remain there. Whether the cloud gathers now or not, I will remain there. I will. My father will say it this way again and again. Listen, it's not everything impartations bring. There are things you have to dig for yourself. Yes, not everything comes by impartation. We bless God for the privileges to be imparted by great men, but there are certain things that can never be imparted. Encounters cannot be. My encounters cannot be transferred to you. The processes I went through cannot be transferred to you. My experiences cannot be transferred. That one, you stay there and get it for yourself. You create a track record. You create a track record by yourself. When you start out, you might be discouraged, but remain there. If I perish, I perish. If I perish, I perish. If I die, I die here. If sleep carry you, remain there. After all, Samuel slept in the presence of God and he had an encounter. It's better you sleep there than sleep elsewhere. Sleep there, wake up and continue. Shabalatabakatia. Ya 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 ya. Ya 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 ya. Shaya la da 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 da. Shela na 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 ya ya eh. Aya eh ya. Hey ya hey. Shala da 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 da. Ya la barase pende hilaka. Shkebarate libahati. Yandi rasola mande kala parate da da de. Shada da 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 da. Ya la ba shada. Shada maneta. You have 3 minutes to yourself. Can you just chant retreat alone? I know you are in a crowd, inside, outside. Just create a time within yourself. Ya la ba da 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 ya da ni. Hey la na 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 ya ya. Shala ba da 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 ya ya. Shela da 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 da.